They told you happiness was out there, that once you had enough money, success, approval, you'd finally feel okay. And maybe you believed it. Most of us did. We believed the ads, the influencers, and the smiling faces on the billboards. We believed the stories that whispered, once you get there, then you can finally breathe. But what if they were wrong? What if you've been chasing a ghost?
You keep thinking that happiness is a finish line, that once you cross it, you'll be safe from doubt, emptiness, and loneliness. But the closer you get, the more it moves. You get the job, still empty. You hit the goal, still restless. You finally look in the mirror and see the body you've been working for. And yet the voice inside still whispers, not enough. You were sold a lie, a beautiful, expensive lie. And the worst part? You're not even sure when you agreed to it. You just absorbed it. Through screens, through culture, through comparison. Look around. We live in a society that profits off your dissatisfaction, off your belief that something's missing, that you need more, to be more. Social media isn't just entertainment. It's engineered envy. You scroll through curated lives, filtered smiles, staged happiness, and you begin to feel like yours isn't enough. She's traveling again. He just bought a house. They're getting married. Everyone seems so happy. And you feel like you're just surviving, like you missed the memo, like everyone else got the manual for joy, and you're just pretending you did too. But let me tell you something no one else will. That joy you see on your screen. That perfection. Most of it is performance. They're playing the same game, posting the same highlight reels, smiling while hollow, hustling while anxious. You're not behind, you're just not pretending as well as they are. Happiness, they said, comes from success, from being productive, from achieving more. And so you bought in. You became a product of hustle culture, a human doing, not a human being. Your worth is measured by how busy you are, how many tasks you tick off, and how much you've accomplished. But what happens when the noise stops? When the inbox is empty and there's no one left to impress? You sit in your room, alone, and it hits you. You don't know who you are without the chase. You were told that buying things would fill the gap, the car, the clothes, the phone. And for a moment, maybe it worked. The dopamine kicked in. You felt alive, seen, but then silence. And in that silence, the truth returns. No matter how much you buy, you can't purchase peace. Because here's what no one told you. Happiness isn't profitable. Content people don't buy much. They don't chase trends. They don't need constant validation. That's why fake happiness is mass-produced. Because it keeps you running, keeps you scrolling, keeps you consuming. And so society keeps feeding you the same poison in prettier bottles. You're not rich enough, not fit enough, not loved enough, not successful enough. And the cure? Another product, another program, another promise. But what if the problem isn't that you're not enough, but that you've been asking the wrong questions? Let's pause here. How does all of this actually feel? The deception isn't just theoretical, it's emotional. It sits inside your chest like a weight you can't name. You hit a goal, and instead of joy, you feel nothing, or worse, panic. What now? You keep running, not because you're inspired, but because you're afraid. Afraid that if you stop, everything will collapse. That if you slow down, you'll have to feel what's been waiting beneath the speed. And so, you keep moving. Exhausted. Burnt out. Achieving, but never arriving. Do you know that feeling? of being praised for things that secretly make you miserable, of smiling when inside you feel numb, of reaching milestones and still feeling like a fraud. You're not alone. If this content is resonating with you, consider subscribing to our channel. This encourages us to make more content. Thank you. We live in a world where everyone's trying to be happy, but few people actually are. And the irony is that the more we try to chase happiness, the more it slips through our fingers. Because the kind of happiness we're chasing isn't real. It's a costume, a performance, a social expectation. Smile for the picture, laugh at the party, post something inspiring. Meanwhile, your soul is screaming. And when you try to rest, you feel guilty. When you say no, you feel selfish. When you're still, you feel behind. That's not happiness. That's slavery in disguise. So if you've ever asked yourself, why do I feel empty when I'm doing everything right? This is why. Because you've been following a map that was never meant to lead to peace. Real happiness is something entirely different. It's not loud. It doesn't need to be. It's not flashy or dramatic or Instagram-worthy. It's quiet, gentle, almost invisible to the outside world. Real happiness is sitting with someone you love and saying nothing, but feeling everything. It's laughing so hard your stomach hurts, even if the joke was stupid. It's walking through a forest, feeling the breeze on your face, and remembering that you're alive. It's making something just because it brings you joy, not because it will make you money or followers or validation. It's resting without guilt, helping without expecting, being without performing. It's the feeling you get when you're truly present, when you're not in your head, not in the future, not in the past, just here, alive, whole, no filter, no audience, no pressure. And here's the wildest part. You've tasted this before. You've had moments, even brief ones, where you felt it. Maybe as a child, maybe last week. Moments where everything fell away and you just were. That's not random. That's the truth trying to break through. But then life gets loud again. The algorithm pulls you back. The calendar fills up. The expectations return. And you forget. You forget what real happiness feels like. You start chasing again, performing again, hoping that maybe the next thing will be the thing. But it never is. Because real happiness doesn't come from adding more. It comes from letting go, from peeling away everything you thought you needed and discovering that you were never missing anything. You just stopped noticing. So what now? Let go of the lie. Let go of the belief that you're one achievement away from peace. That if you just fix yourself enough, people will finally love you. That your worth is tied to your productivity. That happiness lives in the future. You were never broken. You were just taught to chase the wrong things. You were told to look outside for something that can only be felt inside. And the good news, you can stop running right now, in this very moment. You can choose to return, not to some ideal version of you, but to the you that's been buried under noise and pressure and shoulds. Maybe real happiness isn't something you earn. Maybe it's something you remember. Maybe it's not a place you reach, but a presence you return to. So breathe, slow down, turn off the noise, and listen to that quiet voice inside you that says, I'm here. I've always been here. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to become anyone. You just have to stop abandoning yourself. Happiness was never out there. It was never in them. It was never in the numbers or the trophies or the applause. It's here, in this moment, in this breath, waiting for you to stop chasing and start listening. So if this is resonating, if something inside you feels like it's waking up, don't ignore it. Don't scroll past it. Sit with it. Let it change you. Let it hurt a little if it needs to. Because sometimes the only way out of the lie is through the grief of realizing you believed it. But grief is sacred. It means you're finally seeing clearly. You deserve to be free. Not later. Now you deserve joy that isn't dependent on performance. Peace that doesn't vanish when you rest. Love that isn't earned. And if that means losing the version of yourself that was built for applause, then so be it. Because who you really are doesn't need to be liked by everyone. You just need to be real with yourself. And maybe, just maybe, that's what happiness really is. The end of pretending, the return to presence, the quiet, rebellious choice to be fully, unapologetically alive. Not someday, but now.